Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre is Pittsburgh's professional ballet company, and this year it celebrates its 50th anniversary. And by Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre, we mean the artists who give life to the repertoire, the supporters who bring it to the stage, the subscribers we know by name, the students chasing their dream, the audience members who experienced ballet for the first or the 50th time, the thousands of lives over 50 years that have intertwined to make Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre the company it is today. Since its inception, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre has danced works by more than 80 choreographers in thousands of performances in Pittsburgh, across the United States, and overseas. Its artistic directors have brought influences from some of the world's major ballet companies. But as the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette has said, there is something so Pittsburgh about this ballet company, and it excels at what it does. In 1969, Lottie Falk and Nicholas Petroff founded Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre on a simple premise.
Pittsburgh didn't have any professional dance company. That was my dream, to develop a professional company.
But to do it, he needed financial backing and, perhaps more importantly, an influential leader with the respect of the city's artistic and philanthropic community. He needed Lottie Falk and her husband, Leon.
Because without Lottie Falk, I don't think that the company would have survived. I don't think that the company would be what it is today.
We would not even be here if it wasn't for Lottie Falk starting Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre and being our first chair, our benefactor, and a major volunteer. She worked in the costume department. She'd work selling tickets. She'd go out and do fundraising. She would do anything so that Pittsburgh would have a ballet company. She always saw the big picture, what ballet theater could be and what it would become.
In the 1970s, PBT hit the ground running with its first performances at the Pittsburgh Playhouse in affiliation with Point Park College, and later its first subscription season at the Syria Mosque. Stars from New York City Ballet and American Ballet Theatre made regular guest appearances. Luminaries like Frederick Franklin, Ruth Page, and Leonide Messine set and taught master classes.
They wrote also in New York Times and in London about in Pittsburgh that something happening.
By the end of the decade, PBT became fully independent of Point Park and established Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre School, a training ground for the next generation of professional dancers. In the 1980s, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre bloomed under another influential artistic director, Patricia Wilde, a former New York City ballet principal dancer who worked closely with George Balanchine and brought many of his iconic works to the company. One of the first was Serenade.
The curtain went up on Serenade and the audience went, and I said, yes, I did it. They're excited by this. That was something that I felt was very necessary for the company, to have the Balanchine repertoire and to work with the dancers on the technique. We were working together to build something that would look good on the international stage.
In the early 1990s, Terence S. Orr, then ballet master for American Ballet Theatre, visited Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre to set Agnes de Mille's Fall River Legend and Rodeo. In 1997, a retiring Patricia Wilde convinced him to return as artistic director.
It's been really wonderful to watch the company grow and get better every day. It was always my original to say we were going to do famous works from other places in the world that have never been danced here in Pittsburgh, and to do brand new works, and to be able to do the classics. And I think we've achieved all of that. The Pittsburgh Ballet is a very important part of the cultural institution of Pittsburgh. And it's my honor to keep the heritage of Pittsburgh through our ballet company.
Today, thanks to the leaders who have passed the torch, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre is the professional ballet company that Lottie and Nicholas dreamed of, and much more. Today, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre is a company of 31 dancers from 7 countries, a school of over 1,200 students, a state-of-the-art strip district campus, tens of thousands of audience members each season, inclusive and accessible experiences for all. It is ballet on stage, in the studio, in parks, classrooms, and community centers. It is Pittsburgh's source and ambassador for extraordinary ballet experiences. And it is a company that will never Stop raising the bar.